What's up, guys? I hope you liked that little intro I tried to do there. It's my first time trying to do something like that in a video. I mean, I thought it looked cool. Straight to the point, this video is about One Mouse Gen 3, and this new version isn't like anything else I've ever built before. Not only is this version lighter this time, but it's also stronger and more comfortable to use. Now, it's crazy to me to think that this mouse started off as a 100-gram mouse, and I know what you must be thinking after I say that.
Will, how did you make a mouse that's 24 grams but only costs 34 bucks to make?
Pure skill. Pure skill. Just like the pure skill of this segue to our sponsor. JLC PCB. JLC PCB provides affordable, easy, and reliable PCB and PCBA solutions, empowering electronic engineers to develop projects efficiently. Order PCBs from JLC PCB effortlessly. Just upload your Gerber or STL file to get an instant quote and order in minutes. It's as easy as online shopping. Get a 1 to 8 layer PCB for just $2 with efficient large-scale production, reducing costs and bringing you unbeatable prices. And because of their all in-house production, they can ensure quality stability with strict control over every process, along with lightning-fast PCB production in just 24 hours. Don't miss JLC PCB's 6-layer PCB special. Get $30 off with a coupon and enjoy top-quality 6-layer PCBs plus 2U ENIG finish and no engineering fees for VIA in pad. Check out JLC PCB with the link in the video description, and more on them later in the video. As you can see, I've completely redesigned the mouse since Gen 2. There's a split crossbar on the top now, a completely custom scroll wheel that's much smaller and lighter, and I took this little notch design from my last video and I took it even farther by completely separating the mouse into 2 parts. And now that I think of it, you could probably actually print these in 2 different colors and get some really cool designs. Along with that, you might have realized I have a different battery in here now. But unlike every other design I've ever seen, this one doesn't require using any soldering to replace the battery. This still uses all of the original wiring, so you can literally just print this little sled, slot the battery in, and you're good to go. These are the AG13 batteries, but I'm pretty sure any battery that's this size and voltage will work just fine in this. I also redesigned the crossbar. Originally it was on the bottom where the motherboard was already kind of acting as a crossbar, and it's still bent anyway. Now it's on the top and actually splits to cover all 3 finger points. This is much more durable, and honestly I think it looks pretty cool. Later in the video I'll show some print settings to print this crossbar perfectly. Also, again, go check out Optimum Tech and CF Builds. They make really good videos, and this mouse is based off of both of theirs. Now, building this mouse is pretty much identical to Gen 1 and Gen 2. All you have to do is attach the switches to their little mounting risers, and then the rest of the mouse just uses their default mounting points on the motherboard. I do also recommend scraping this little part of the scroll wheel with a little pair of like wire trimmers or a scraper or just something sharp, because if you don't, it might slide around and kind of pop out of the mouse, so this just helps secure it in place when you put it in. And now for the print settings I was talking about earlier. Now, I got a lot of comments asking what I use. I use 0.12 layer height, and I print all of these parts in PLA. Also, make sure you're printing all of these parts with support enabled. And depending on your printer, you might want to change this setting. Go to your support top distance and change that to 0.2. At least that's what I did. What this is going to do is it's going to add more distance between the actual support and the thin parts you're printing. And this makes sure that when you take the supports off, they'll pop off easy and it won't mess up your part and it won't break. But say you don't have a 3D printer like the one I do, but you still want to get it made and you don't want it to be really expensive, then I'd actually recommend using today's video sponsor, JLC PCB. They made like 3 of these for not very expensive for me, and they printed it in resin, which is way better than the FDM prints I was getting, and it just looks amazing. It's so good that I have most of the parts on my main One Mouse replaced with their resin prints. Like, look at that quality difference. It's kind of insane. And with some of their coupons, I'm pretty sure you can get it down to a couple bucks to make one of these with them. And the final weigh-in with the new resin prints is 24.94 grams, so just under 25 grams. Which is only about 4 grams lighter than the official Zero mouse, but it's way cheaper. Coming in at around 34 bucks. But how does this mouse actually perform in-game?
Well, again, I'm not the best person to be testing this as I don't have very good aim, but when I was using this thing, I was able to hit some pretty crazy shots in an aim trainer, and it really just feels like I'm aiming with my hand. It feels like I'm not holding anything and I'm just using air to aim my mouse. And it's not just me that thinks that this mouse is actually good. My friend is actually cracked with it. Oh my gosh. You like the mouse, Chance?
I do, it's actually fun.
Look at that gameplay, man. He's so good with it. With all this being said, this is probably going to be the final version of the Zero Mouse unless I think of anything new. As always, I'll have the files for free in the video description for you to download. And remember to use JLC PCB to get it manufactured if you don't have a printer of your own. Thanks for watching, and subscribe if you want.